Hello from very rainy Chicago. This late afternoon, we're going to be taking the Dash 900ER over to the next state, to Indianapolis. Should be a pretty quick flight. I was checking United's schedule today, and they're operating the A320 into Indy, and that always varies, of course, depending on how much they need to feed the Chicago hub, how many people there are making connections, the time of year, tourist season, not tourist season. But let's just have some fun with the 900 and ER and take it over there. So here we are in the flight deck, pretty much ready to go. Gonna go through some of our flows before we push back. Pre-flight checklist: oxygen tested at 100%. Navigation, transfer and display switches normal auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector is set to auto. Flight instruments, initial heading will be 094. We'll be departing from runway 10 left. Current altimeter, 29.80. Parking brake, set. Engine start levers, cut off. Pre-flight checklist complete.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our right. Copy that. Ready to push. Tail to the right. Parking brakes release, please.
Before start, flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel pumps on.
Released.
Passenger signs on. Windows locked. MCP set. Takeoff speed set. CDU pre-flight completed. Rudder aileron trims free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed. Anti-collision light on. Before start checklist complete. Packs off and starting number 2. Number 1.
Pushback complete. Parking brake set. Brake set. Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the slip release from guidance on your left. Have a good flight.
before taxi. Generators on. Propede on. Anti-ice off. Isolation valve auto. Engine start switches continuous. Recall checked. Auto brake RTO. Engine start levers idle detent. Flight controls checked. Ground equipment clear. Before taxi checklist complete. Before takeoff checklist, flaps 5. Trim 4.48 units. Before takeoff checklist complete. Takeoff. Steady. Toga. Thrust set. Check.
V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Flaps 1. Flaps up. Climb thrust set. VNAV on, LNAV on. Going to Command A. Command A set. So we should be on the ground in 34 minutes. And we'll be climbing out to flight level 170. Retracts out. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds on, packs auto. Landing gear up and off. Flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. So our approach into Indianapolis will be using the ILS for runway 5 left. We're gonna get our numbers tuned in here. Our frequencies, in other words. So we're looking at 111.75. And our final approach heading will be 050 degrees. I'm going to set the auto brake to 2. And with the wind correction, our final approach speed would be 155 knots. And currently 129 nautical miles from Indianapolis. The chart did mention a heading of 49er, so I'm gonna not the chart, but the CDU had heading 49er, so we're gonna leave it there. And expecting top of descent in 54 nautical miles. I see there's a little bit of ice buildup in the wipers, on the wipers. I'm just going to turn the anti-ice off. I know the temperature is still above freezing, but just as a precaution. Okay, descent checklist. Our landing altitude in Indianapolis will be 850 feet. That's set. Recall checked. Auto brake set to 2. I'm getting the warning to turn off the anti-ice. I still see a little bit of build up here in the windshield. I'm gonna wait a little more before I turn it off. Let's see. Let's continue with our checklist. Okay, VREF just went down by 1 knot while we were starting descent, so now we are looking at 154 total for final approach, and the approach briefing I already went over, so that's completed. And we'll get the current altimeter in Indianapolis, as well as the forecast overall. Okay, so Indianapolis is currently scattered clouds at 4,400, broken clouds at 7,000. Winds are 140 at 11, gusting to 16. Okay, so I'm gonna get a crosswind for sure. It really won't make a difference if we land on the opposite runway on 23, so we'll maintain runway 5 left. And the current altimeter 29.76. So let's go ahead and dial that in. I'm just looking at runway 5 left. Gonna try to exit at gate Bravo 5, not gate, exit way Bravo 5, and to go straight to the terminal. And I also have to look up where United parks in Indianapolis. I haven't been here in a long time. But if I think if the developer set the AFCAT correctly, the controller should be able to send us to approximately a correct gate that United Airlines uses. Okay, continuing our descent here. Slow down to 220. I'm gonna add a little bit of air brake in the meantime. Definitely much better weather than Chicago, but this front is actually heading this way, but we'll definitely beat it. We're further east right now. One thing you should also notice during the approach, visually speaking, are going to be the fall colors. I recently upgraded my Rex AccuSeason into the advanced version, and even with the previous version and now the newest version, AccuSeason will allow you to have your foliage change over time, over the various dates. They actually do it on a weekly schedule. So my current schedule is effective October 12th to October 19th. So we're going to see green and yellow colors among the foliage during the approach, and maybe some red colors too. So Rex AccuSeason would definitely be noticeable in the high latitudes, like this part of the US, for example. I think the last time I landed in Indianapolis and took off from Indianapolis was like 1991, so the airport has definitely changed a lot since then. Maybe 1995 was the last time I went. So since then they got a new terminal. It's now a major FedEx hub for cargo operations. And the mainline carriers like United, Delta, American will just feed to their hubs, and then you'll also have the other airlines like Southwest do some routes out of here. Okay, flaps 1. And I'll go ahead and turn that anti-ice off.
Indy Tower United 739er is 7 miles west, 4,300 feet with whiskey to land.
United 739er, Indy Tower. Altimeter 29er.76, wind 145 at 11. Enter left base runway 5 left. Indy Tower American 45829er miles, southwest inbound ILS runway 5, left approach. American 4582 Indy Tower. Altimeter 29er.76, wind 145 at 11. Cleared ILS runway 5, left approach.
Make left base runway 5 left, United 739er.
Cleared ILS runway 5, left approach, American 4582.
Flaps 5.
Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
American 4582, wind 145 at 11. Cleared to land runway 5 left.
And there are some of those fall colors that I was talking about, so it definitely makes for much more realistic flying.
American 4582.
And again, when you're in the high latitudes of the US, Europe, and come April, if you're in the high latitudes of South America, like Argentina and Chile, it's good to see the foliage changes. It's just definitely a lot more realistic. Now, if you could only get that weather radar, but that's up to Asobo. Hopefully they'll figure that out relatively soon, because on a day like today, departing Chicago with all that rain, it would have been great to have had the weather radar fully functional. Okay, I'm gonna go into manual control, and I'll shut up until we're on the ground.
Allegiant 627 exit runway when able.
Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
United 739er, follow the aircraft on final. Wind 145 at 11. Clear to land runway 5 left. Allegiant 627 exit runway when able. United 739er, please acknowledge.
Cleared to land runway 5 left, United 739er.
Allegiant 627 turn next taxiway.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Allegiant 627 turn next taxiway.
Sync rate.
American 4582
Sync
exit
rate.
runway when able. United 739er, go
Sync
around.
rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
30, 20, 10.
United
Speed breakup.
739er, you are not cleared to land.
Reverse
Clear the
wing.
runway.
And disregard the AI.
Allegiant 627 exit runway when able. American 4582 exit runway when able. United 739er, you are not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
Okay to clean up?
Indy Ground United 739er taxi to the gate.
United 739er taxi to gate Alpha 20 using taxiway Romeo Hotel.
Taxiing to gate Alpha 20 via taxiway Romeo Hotel United 739er.
Okay, I'm gonna clean up here what's left, get our APU started. And let's see where this gate is. I'm gonna pull the map up. So during approach, hopefully you get an appreciation for the fall colors. That was very, very colorful in that sense. So it definitely makes for a much more authentic experience. I did come in way too fast. Should have slowed down a lot sooner. I made some adjustments. I was really bracing for a really bad crosswind, but it wasn't bad at all. Okay, so let's pull up our map of Indianapolis and see where our gate is. Okay, so I think they mentioned Alpha 20. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, Alpha 20. So we're on the other side. Okay. So Alpha 20 is gonna be pretty much on the other end. So we'll make our way over there. I think the AFCAD here is not very accurate. You can see a United aircraft here on Terminal B, even though we should be in Terminal A. I also did buy the Latin VFR static aircraft package, so that's why you see some AI aircraft on top of static aircraft. And I really don't mind, because I do want to see more activity at the airport rather than an empty airport. Yeah, gate 820 is taken by Delta over there, so I'm gonna see if there's something on the other side of Pier B. There should be. So I'll park as close to gate 20 as possible. I also want to see where this Allegiant bird wants to go. So I think he just came in as well. There's an available gate here, so maybe I'll use this gate. Yeah, no conflict. Okay, no, gate 20 should be available, so I'm going to use gate 20 as assigned. And there is a FedEx hub over there. One of the reasons I added the static aircraft package from Latin VFR was to get some cargo airplanes at least on the ground, because right now FS traffic that I use for AI is not reproducing any of the cargo schedules. And that was also a challenge with Ultimate Traffic during the FSX P3D days. I think the next FS traffic update will include general aviation, but I'm not sure. I have to double check the latest updates or blogs, if you will, to see if they plan on any semblance of real-world cargo traffic. So I'm really looking forward to flying some cargo operations. I already do them with the modified 700 and 800 series 737s, especially in Alaska. But I also want to be able to use cargo flights once PMDG releases the 777 series and eventually the 747 series. And for those of you who are very keen on details, when I want to say now over a year ago, when Rob was giving one of his PMDG updates on video, he waved a model 757. So if a 757 is in the works, it's going to be great for cargo operations. But also here in the US, United and Delta are still flying 757 200s and 300s. So that should be some fun to get a few more years out of the 757. Okay, let's start shutting down here. Alright, parking brake set. Cutoff. I'm going to skip doing a full cabin secure. I'm just going to assume this plane's going to go right back to Chicago. So I'm going to leave the APU running. I'm going to stay connected to the APU. Temperature right now is 23 degrees Celsius, so I'm going to keep my packs running as well. Got our bleed going here. Okay, so we are all set in Indianapolis. We're going to get the gate connected.
Indy Ground United 739er, could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
And we'll get our chocks connected or set. Okay, chock set, parking brake off. And we'll get our standard galley and baggage equipment connected to the aircraft. So that'll be all for today. Okay. So this is the first time I'm seeing this Indianapolis airport. I recently got it on Sim Market. It's got some animations inside, as you can see. That dude just walking around in circles. But it looks pretty good. Pretty good interior textures. I'm more partial to good exterior textures, especially if the interior textures are gonna eat up FPS or memory. I have a very fast computer already, but my priorities is mostly what the airport looks like outside rather than inside. Okay, so I'll be signing off. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on a future flight.